In lesson 2.5, we are working on connecting the factors of a polynomial with the zeros. So in 5.1, they want you to see if you can notice and wonder with these three graphs of a polynomial and their functions in factored form. So let me just highlight out the functions we're looking at. We've got f of x here, g of x is this one, and then h of x is that function. So right off the bat, underneath my notice, I see that each of these polynomials has the same shape. When you look at each polynomial from left to right, you'll notice that they are increasing, reaching a high point, turning around, going back down, so decreasing, reaching a low point, turning around, and increasing. And these are going on and on forever. So every one of these polynomials has the same shape. The other thing that I notice is that they actually each have a one relative max and one relative min. So if I take a look at the first graph, I'm going to point out the relative max is here. So recall from lesson 2.3, we call this a relative max because it is the highest point relative to some of the points to the left of it and to the right of it. But it's a relative max because there are other points on this polynomial, such as this point right here, that is higher than this relative max. So with that in mind, on gx, there's your relative max, and then h of x's relative max is sitting right around there. And then there's also a relative min for each of these functions. So this is a low point compared to the points around it, and this is a low point compared to the points around it, and this is another relative min. So they all have the same shape. They've each got a relative max, they each got a relative min, and I also noticed that they each have 3 x-intercepts. So each polynomial, polynomial, has 3 x-intercepts. So when I take a look at each one of these, there's an x-intercept at -5, -1, and +3. So -5, -1, +3. There's an x-intercepts on this function occur at -5, -1, and +2. And then on h of x, we've got x-intercept at -4, -1, +2. -4, -1, +2. So that kind of leads me to the wonder part. Since this lesson is focusing on the factors in the zeros, I wonder how my x-intercepts are related to the factors and zeros. And as we work through this lesson, you're going to be able to answer this question.